So I have no problem with PCs, though Macs just seem to have a knack. Not a big deal. If you don't like Macs, it's okay. It's good to be bilingual though in Mac and PC, because if you become a professional in this field, you're going to have to deal with both. So if you haven't used Macs before, embrace them. If you haven't used PCs before, embrace those. So you'll come here after you log in. You will get to the educational technology, and you'll click on that. You're going to do it tonight. Don't worry. You're going to do it. You're all going to do it tonight. And you're going to go down here to Fall 2012 EDT 500, etc., etc., etc. That's this course. Question or comment? Okay. There is a password. I don't have to put it in because I designed it. But the password is the name of the Eagles' best song.
What? Hotel California. Hotel California.
No, better than that. There's a better song than that. Hotel, it's not the best. I always argue about this. The best song from the Eagles. Come on. Anybody know?
Desperado.
No, better than that.
On the board.
No, come on. Stop pulling my leg. You guys don't know? Take It Easy. Of course. All one word and all small letters. You guys are going to have trouble. Okay, so here is the way it's going to work. You've got the announcements here. Now I use red to kind of highlight something. Red is the color that you use to have people focus on what you want them to focus on. And understand, what you're doing is you're giving people a place to put their attention. And what's the opposite of attention? What? What's the opposite of attention?
Bored.
Sorry?
Bored.
Bored?
Distractions.
Sure. Inattention. Sometimes you can say, like, people, if they don't attend, you see a kid in the back kind of going like this, you can pretty well guess they're not attending to what you want them to attend to. So this is an attention getter. For students, they know to look at the red because that's what the teacher is looking at. If you use black, sometimes it's hard to distinguish among the other things on here. That's why red is such an important color. Use it judiciously because it's really powerful for you. I'll always put the last update here so that if you look at it and it hasn't been updated, then you know you're not missing anything. I think that sometimes it'll be at the bottom of the page, and you get to a page and you go through the whole page and you find out it was done 3 years ago. And you feel like, oh man, what a fool I was. I would just wish I would have known that. So now I'm going to delete that. Everything that you use with a smartboard is like an object on PowerPoint. So you can stretch it or delete it. And it's like using PowerPoint in a way. So welcome to the course. You'll be able to go here. The syllabus and the readings for this week and the homework is up there too. So looking at the syllabus, I want to go through this just briefly with you folks. Show you. Oh, that's the wrong one. There you go. That is my Portuguese instruction. So I'm trying to learn Portuguese. So instructor, that's me. Can you all see that back there? Okay. Moodle.ccsu.edu, you'll learn that soon enough. Course description basically is the first course. You can read that on your own. Personal websites, you're all going to make a website tonight. You're going to put your stuff on the website. The website will be the same stuff you're going to put on the Moodle, but the website is available for your classmates to see. So if you just send and give me assignments, that means that the rest of your class won't be able to see what you do. And then, that's kind of stupid, isn't it? You always learn things from other folks. So I want you to put your stuff out there in public and also upload it to the Moodle where I can grade it. Does that make sense? That's the logic. I'm always going to tell you the logic. And if you have problems with it, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. The book, there is a text that is required. It's called Making It Happen by Mackenzie Kyle. And You can get this at Amazon.com, or you can get it cheaply online. You can get it like 10 cents, something like that, seriously. Now, this book, I brought this book here like 8 or 9 years ago when it first came out, and it was like number 999,000 on Amazon. And I called the author, Mackenzie Kyle, who was up in Canada, and he said, I want to use this book because it's a project management book, and I want to use this book for my ed tech class as instructional design. And he said, but it's not for instructional design, it's project management. But I said, but it kind of, your philosophy is like our philosophy of instructional design. It's kind of simple and so on and so forth. So the students read it, and actually, before they read it, we called him in Canada, and he conferenced with the students. And so they asked them some questions and so on and so forth. And then later on, after they read it, and at the end of the course, we had another conference with him. They gave him feedback about the book and so on. And he said that by the time the course was finished, the book went from like 999,000 to about 45,000. And it kept getting better because people started using the book. From here, we had people from Pratt & Whitney and other places. And so they started using that book for project management as well. Yeah.
Is there a specific edition?
I'm sorry?
Edition?
No, there's only one edition to that. But it's real cheap. It's the best text you'll ever have. I can tell you that. It's written like a story. It's nothing like a regular text. You'll enjoy it. It'll take maybe 2 or 3 hours to read. It's got a lot in it. So it's important for us. And you're not going to read that until, well, I'll show you. I'll show you what we're going to do week by week. It'll be a while. Then there's another one here. This is Instructional Design Models. And this is a reading. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this. I'll just copy it. Again, not get stuck. Copy. To the window. Okay, it's out on the date. And this is one thing I want you to read this week. This is several instructional design systems. Because there are many models. There are like hundreds of models, but here's like 5 or 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are some of the most popular ones. Merrill's First Principles of Instruction. The ADDIE model is like probably one of the most popular. You may have heard that. I'd like you to read these. It's not that long. And pick one of the models you think is the best for you. So you got this Kent model, Gagne. So which of these? Now it could be 2 or 3, so you prioritize which you think is the best, the one that really would be the most useful for you to use. And you can pick like the second or third. In the homework I give specific instructions. You'll just write about that, which you feel is the best, why, and so on. Okay? Got to have 2 questions about that to continue. And I can wait, seriously. I mean, in Europe I would wait like a half hour because people weren't used to asking questions and stuff. So I can wait.
Is there any length to how long?
A couple of paragraphs. Okay. Just put in descriptions. And what I feel is like people should be creative, and it's a graduate program, so you should, feel like this is not undergraduate, but like you want to show all the stuff you know and you can do and so on. Because you're never going to be in school again unless you go for a doctorate. So this is probably the ultimate, and you should really take advantage of the opportunity. Hopefully get feedback from folks and learn things. But one other question.
So you wanted to choose which model was best for our personal use,
Yeah.
not just which model we thought was
Yeah,
the best overall.
personally, yeah. And then there may be a couple of others that would fit in there. So make the second or third or a couple of elements of this. But you've all discussed models right now. You all made kind of what you thought is a group model. Now look at some of the professional models that people are using and see, are there things you can learn from them? Are there things they can learn from you? So I want you to do that. Okay, good. Oh, I uploaded that to YouTube and it's up there. Good. So this one here that I'm recording to will be up in YouTube also, and I'll post them. Actually, they'll be in the Moodle itself, so that when you go to the Moodle, you'll see like week 1, your activity, and be able to click on that and watch it. Go back and so on and so forth. Okay, those are the texts. Actually, one text, and look at it this week and get it online. New is like $25, but you can get it old. You can get the Kindle version if you have an iPad or Kindle. And I don't use the bookstore because they charge too much. Seriously, I don't like that. I don't like that. So I try and use as many readings for free as possible, and there's only one other one I ask you to read for $5.98. Other than that, I try and not make you buy anything. Software, we use the Smartboard software, Keynote, PowerPoint, and some Web 2.0 programs as it comes up. I'll put links to the software on the website, and their objectives, blah, blah, blah. You can read those and stuff. Okay, classwork, what we do in class, activities. Presentation. So this is one of the big ones. I'm going to give you a template for an ID plan. You may even develop one in the class. And then you'll fill out the system for creating those presentations. So for example, if you're teaching a unit in, let's say, the Native Americans of Connecticut, so what you would do is you would figure out, go through the steps, the systematic instructional design, and then figure out what 5 presentations would you make to the class that would teach them content. Does that make sense? The reason I do this is because presentations are one of the most basic forms of instruction, and one of the most basic that is screwed up all the time. You've all seen presentations where people drone on and they'll read everything and there's too much on the screen. And so we're going to look at some ways to avoid that. So that's the first thing we'll be designing, are presentations that you can present to a class. The next thing will be the notebook. You're going to use the Smart Notebook, which you'll download. We also have here on our computers, so you can go back and forth with them. And you'll learn to use the Smart Notebook, develop another lesson, another unit with 5 different activities. It could be like 1 or 2 different slides. And you'll learn to use the resources and actually teach with a smartboard. That's a little bit more complex. That's a step above cognitively, because you're going to be using interactive instruction. You're going to be having students do some things. So that's what you're looking at. So those are the 2 major projects. And then the homework that we do. You'll be able to do them each week and then post them on the Moodle and also on the website. So you'll make a website tonight, then you'll email me the address. We'll do that together. Have you guys made websites before? Yeah, you did in the other class. You did that. But you guys, how difficult was it?
Oh, user-friendly.
User-friendly. You'll be able to leave here after 15 minutes and run a training for somebody next week. Seriously. That's why you do it, so that you could practice putting your stuff up there and then train folks. Everything you learn here, share it. The more you share it, the better off you are, because you have a chance. People ask you questions, and then you can go back and ask other folks or ask me questions, or you can explain it to them and find out what you know. Sometimes you don't know what you know until you try and explain it to somebody. Grading, standard grading. If you're failing, I'll let you know. If there's any problem. Graduate, of course, graduate, you want at least a B. And it shouldn't be a problem. Usually the people that have trouble are the people that don't complete work or, have other, it's grad school. People come to grad school, you don't want to waste money. You really want to do your best. So if you do all the assignments and everything, then you'll do fine. No plagiarizing. Now I also teach online at the University of Maryland, University College. It's a totally online graduate degree program in tech. They're all master's degree students from Maryland and around the world. I've got a student now in Iraq. I've got a student in Afghanistan, Japan, Germany. And at the University of Maryland, everyone has to go through a thing called Turn It In. Have you heard of Turn It In?
Yep.
Okay, they can't turn in an assignment without, they have to go through Turnitin first.
Interesting.
And then, so they have to kind of verify that they're not plagiarizing by going through it. If we run it through and we find out they are, they're in deep trouble. And that is something that's coming more and more into education, the fact that there is so much opportunity for plagiarizing. So here, just, if you use any kind of resource from anywhere, just note it where you got it. So if you use a graphic from somewhere, just stick it on the back of the page, the back of the presentation or whatever it is, and you'll just put your resources where you got them. Just that's academic integrity. It's okay to use stuff. I mean, people want you to use it as long as you give them credit. Attendance, be here. Special needs, if you have any special needs, such as you need larger type, which I do. If you have trouble hearing, which I have, then let me know and we can make arrangements for you. And the philosophy of instruction, blah, blah, blah. Late pass. Any assignment, you have one late pass that you can use for the whole semester. So any assignment that's due and you can't do it for some reason, you just say late pass and no questions asked. So I advise you to save it for the big assignments. But in general, I do this online. It really helps folks. Just, sometimes you just can't do it. Something happens. Somebody gets married. Something happens. You get sick. And you just can't make an assignment by the time it's due. Just use the late pass. That's it. And you have an extra up to a week. And if there's still a problem, you can extend that. You just have to let me know. And here's the schedule. Okay. So today, this is what we're doing. A little bit of keynote, not much. Websites and presentation project. I want you to think of a topic that you will use for your presentations. In other words, over a topic that you can use where you're going to be teaching, say, 5 different days or 5 complete different things to a group. So like at your place, you're doing security, right? Mm-hmm. So you might have, something that you would take a few days to teach. It could be safety or something like that. And so each of the presentations will be on maybe a different area of safety. So whatever it is that you teach in class, you have lessons with kids. And what would you make presentations to actually show them or give them information? You okay?
Yeah.
2 questions about that. Yes?
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask about Keynote. Is that the Apple equivalent to PowerPoint?
Yeah. It's on these computers. We may not get to that tonight, but I want you to get your website first. That's more important. Okay. Then there's a reading for next week, TLS, which is called Taking Learning Seriously. It's up on the Moodle. You'll download it. Then the ISD models. Actually, that says SD, but it should be ISD, Instructional Design Models. You'll get to that page and read those. And then order Making It Happen. I want you to have it. Sometimes it takes a week or 2 to get here. So order it now. Get it for a penny if you can get it. Search around. If Amazon doesn't have it, look around. It probably costs more to ship it than it will to buy it. If you know folks in the other classes, they may have a copy of it. It's one you'll keep. I mean, it's a good book. You'll enjoy it. And week 3, a bunch of ID stuff. Week 4, no class. All the work will be online. I'll be in Brazil. Sorry. I've got a presentation I'm giving in Brazil. That's why I'm trying to learn Portuguese. It's not going well, though. I know a little Spanish, and they're close, but close enough to make mistakes, lots of mistakes. But I'll be making a presentation there, and the funny thing is no one speaks English. And it's all Portuguese, and I'm supposed to have a simultaneous translator at the same time. So I'll let you know how that goes. And I may even, if I haven't finished, I may even show it in class, get some feedback from you guys about how it is. It'll be in Portuguese, though. What I'm trying to do, my theory is, because they don't speak English, and there will be translation, I can't talk a lot. So I've got to put as much as I can on the screen, but not too much. Or if I have a lot to put, I have a few more screens. I've got a half hour for the presentation. Then there's follow-up questions. So I'm going to try and get the translation of the Portuguese words, and using Google Translate's great. It's not perfect, but I'm going to try and, by learning enough Portuguese, at least I'll know some of the grammar and how to put stuff, and I'll try and put the key points up on the presentation, and then they can ask questions about it, and hopefully I won't talk too fast for the simultaneous translator. You know how that thing goes. It always loses something in the translation, always. So it's never what you want to say, exactly. So that'll be online. So all the work will be, just go online to the Moodle and you'll find the assignments and the readings and any tutorials that I make. Okay. Then October 2nd, ID objectives and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I am pretty sure, not positive, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make sure that November 7th, the election, that we won't come here because like Tuesday night's going to be just crazy with people voting. And then I'll do the same for the Wednesday class. So both of them will be online. Actually, it will be online. So we're going to meet online. We're going to meet with WebEx. We're going to meet together online at like 7 o'clock at night. We're not going to do that when I'm in Brazil, probably, but we'll do it here. Yeah, it's a big deal. The election's a big deal. You don't want to come here and have to dodge traffic and all sorts of stuff. Then we'll be doing the presentation for the PowerPoint or the keynote. That's due on October 16th. So you got plenty of time to put those together, work on them, so on and so forth. And the SMART activity is going to be due at the end. So, you know, and each week there'll be some kind of activities to go along to help you with the project. And rubrics, a couple of rubrics. No big deal. Yes?
I have a question. Scroll back up. The class schedule, the last day you have it is December 5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the next week is reading. It's like a reading day or something. Right? Am I wrong?
Last class was December 4th.
No,
Sorry?
this is class ends 12:18.
What?
The last day was December 4th.
Is it?
I thought it was the 18th.
Yeah, 12:18.
Sorry? Does it
No,
say
I thought the last class before the reading days was December 4th.
and when's reading day?
I think the 11th.
Yeah. The reason we have this is because we don't have a final. So there's no final to come in.
So our last class is, so our last class is the Wednesday and not the Tuesday?
Is December 5th a Wednesday? Then the 4th.
Okay. Just checking.
Okay, other questions that folks have? Okay, what I'd like you to do now is to turn on the computers. I want you to go to the Moodle. Get on the Moodle first, then we'll do a website.